I've heard you mention them, but I want to hear it more. Giddy Giddy Maji Maji. Where do they pop in now?
So
that's later.
So pull it up totally. When we are with Keva doing, just before we joined Miss Kenya, we think that we need an organized company here to do work. So Kev, that time to register a company was like
madness.
Like, I don't know what you've done. So Kev's dad has a company called Shilton Enterprises.
Ooh.
So he says, you know what, I'll give you guys this company, use it. So we start something called Shilton Entertainment.
Yeah.
4 guys. Big Kev, myself, Dixon Gujiri, who just finished University of Nairobi, and he used to organize events in UN, and a street hustler called Liki Odera. Why is it important? Because Liki Odera is the biggest promoter of beauty pageants in Kenya until now. So we start doing something called the Showdown. It is our annual end of year concert, like when Leavers Bash, where we do a show where guys are rewarded. Hence the picture you see of me and Waire, which circulates a lot.
Done with the Kasuti.
Yes.
At this time, you've not connected with Waire. Anyway, you're coming to that, I'm sure.
So Waire was in Dagoretti High School, Liki was in Dagoretti High School. So we go to high schools, get everybody there who performs, tell them there's this big talent show, come and compete. Where? Anywhere. Splash, Waterworld. We did the other one at Mamba. And at the barn. So at Splash, we talk to the guys, they give us a place, we do a show.
For those guys who don't know where Splash is, it was next to Carnival.
Yeah. It's a Waterworld.
Actually, we don't have a Waterworld anymore, eh?
No.
Anyway.
So, as we build up this brand called the Showdown,
the Showdown,
people come from all over Kenya to this show. That is the show that first produced Dij, produced Waire, produced Gidi Gidi Maji Maji, Jomenes. All of them came from that show.
What's that against the F2? Because I've heard also about the F2.
So F2 was jam session. It was more of an every Sunday thing. Okay? But where these guys, I mean, let me be honest with you, and people will never tell the truth, but I know some of those guys whose first stop from Ushago was that Showdown. They came for Showdown and ended up now at F2 because now F2 had the cash.
Okay.
Which they would pay. So that's how that whole thing came. And Gidi Gidi Maji Maji, and I mean, I have pictures I can show you of humble beginnings of all these artists. Yeah.
Foxy Pressure and the rest.
Foxy Pressure.
That's
Foxy
why
Pressure.
Darling P.
I have stories, man. So if you are a club or a hotel in Kenya that you want an artist, you had to call me.
I get it. You're the plug.
I'm the plug. I'm the manager.
So that's why your name has been known to manage a lot of artists. You had this amazing circuit around the country, and the only way to go around it was through you. But let me ask you, from a TV perspective, what's this Mizizi story? Because I hear Mizizi was also...
Various things are bubbling. So now KBC has this show called Mizizi for artists. Okay? It was being run by my friend, that guy. Flavian Busi.
Yeah.
Even people like Charles Otieno of Pulse were still doing promotions. I mean, Charles had a very big circuit of a show at in Limuru, where we did Miss Limuru, you know. So everything is happening. There's radios coming up, TVs coming up, pole. So as all these things are bubbling in between there, one day I'm at home, I see an ad that there's a big thing opening, they need presenters. I apply. I go to a cyber cafe. Now, the cyber cafe was only one in Tao at Norwich Union.
7th floor.
Downstairs, Apple. 7th floor was where I would do now kelele.com. But downstairs was when you go and type your... If I did, we didn't know how to use it. It was being typed for us. AfricaOnline.com. So you go, we sent everything. I received a message. I was called, I used to have a pager. So in the course of doing Miss Kenya, Capital FM comes on board as a sponsor. One of the things they give us is pagers, because pagers have just come into the country. So it's free. We don't pay the 4,400 shillings which they are charging every month. Free of charge. So it's on you go somewhere, people are wondering, hey, what are you carrying? So we are working.
So you get called. You send that email for a presenter. I'm trying to.
So I'm told, come to Westlands. There's a new building called Lion Place.
What?
I walk in there. So remember me, I haven't been to Campo. So my CV is thin, like Eric Omondi. All I have is pictures of stuff I've done. Like I've been here, show me with artists, what. So I carry a stack of photos. Get into the meeting, 2 guys, Ghanaian guy and a Mzungu guy seated there. They go like, listen, it's an empty space. We're opening up a radio station here. We want presenters. Tell us about yourself. Oh, bro. Whip them. They're like, we'll call you. I leave. Week later, come. Start.
No way.
We're starting a radio station. It's called Kiss FM.
Ted, you were on Kiss?
For 5 years.
Kwani what world was I? Okay, maybe this is the time when I was in Campo. This I'm sure is 2001 time.
Yeah. So
you were on Kiss for 5 years?
5 years.
What show?
I used to do Drive before Maina Kageni came. So the only people in the station are Caroline Mutoko, a guy called Mr. Flavor, who left Kenya and went to Tanzania, became big. Nikki.
Sheila
Monyiga. Roy Karuhize, who never used to be a presenter, he used to do production. We're the only guys in the station.
Shafi nothing.
Shafi came the other day. I'll tell you about Shafi.
Debbie Asila nothing.
I'll tell you about Shafi just now. Remind me.
Okay, even Jimmy Gaffey, we have to come back.
So we're there and we're arguing. What do you think is the first song we should play? Do you know what the first song on Kiss was? It's called the Kiss song. You should Google it. Mwah. You know the song? Kiss song?
I don't know it. It's this one.
Yeah. But how do I get the job? They tell me, okay, we like you. We'd want to give you this job. How much do you want to be paid? Do you remember how much I was earning?
Uko as an MC?
No, at Miss Kenya.
6 G's, homie.
So in my head, I'm like, if I tell these guys 20, I've dished them proper.
Oh my God.
I'm ahead of life. So I go like 20 G's. The Ghanaian guy says, no, I can't pay you 20,000. Bro, I'm ready to go back to 6. The guy says, we'll give you 60,000. I go like, no. No. I'm like, I know how these things are done by these guys. They want you to say yes, and then they tell you you're too expensive, they give somebody else. But also it brings me to my one of my first lessons is, you must know your worth. Always do research about what you're going to do and understand the market. Still, I was the lowest paid guy.
With your 60 G's?
With my 60 G's. Because it was around 48,000 by the time they removed taxes. But bro, it was miles ahead of 6,000. Do you know? I told them, listen, I'll take the chums, but I'll do other things. If you want me to MC, if you want me to plan, if you want me to go on road shows, if you want me to go give flights, I'll do everything else. They're like, I just didn't know my worth. So I
How old are you about this time? Give me an idea.
I'm 25.
25, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I joined Kiss.
This now becomes a full-time job.
No, you only go and do your set and you go. So I work at Miss Kenya, then I come and work at Kiss, then I go back to Miss Kenya.
Okay.
But now what happens is, because Miss Kenya is growing so fast and I'm being called to many other towns, I start focusing on where the money is. Because now I could say, I want 30 G's from a show in Bungoma, which they're willing to pay. So it started compromising my work at Kiss.
I can imagine.
Because that time we couldn't afford flights, and flights were fine in between. So it means if you go to Eldoret, you have to start traveling back. And at some point, I had a Sunday show, which means I would get here after the show is over. So I started messing up my
Your
credibility.
reputation, yeah.
But at the same time, Big Kev has been approached by Capital to start at Capital,
Host.
at a radio show. So at some point, me and Keva had the same show on Sunday. Now, the other problem was life. That I never understood that being a radio presenter literally meant commitment to the job. Me, if it's a holiday, I want to be in Naivasha. So my guys are going to Naivasha, but I'm stuck in the studio. I'm in the studio, and Kanye used to have something called Soul Night, which was free before 9. And it would get full between 9 and 12. So I want to be there with them. So I want to rush the show. 12 o'clock when I finish, I knock off at 11:30. By the time I get to Kanye, it's 12. Guys have left, going home. So something had to give. And one day, I was called into the office. PQ just told me, Ted, I love you, and I think you're great. Until today, I respect him. He tells me, Ted, I know that you're about to become one of the biggest things in the industry in Kenya. In the future, you'll actually change a lot of stuff. But I'm sorry, I don't have the time to wait. I have to let you go. And like that, I was fired from Kiss.
5 years later.
Yes.
Hey, you did some. That's a lot.
So you see, you did 2-3 years, and then I went now tonight to graveyard shift because now I'm not consistent with the day.
I get it.
And also, I didn't understand how this radio thing was. I never knew about scripts, about having schedules, how you can plan your show and plan the link. So me, I was just going there just to
freestyle.
Now, while I'm busy running around here, Miss Mombasa happens, which I'm in charge of, Miss Coast. I meet this Mzungu guy who tells me, Ted, you know what? Come and work for me. So I work from Kiss to Norfolk.
What?
The Mzungu is there.
Oh, I thought you were.
He tells me, I want you to work for me. I run the biggest club in Kenya. It's called Mamba. And I run the biggest product in Kenya called Red Bull. I want you to come as the marketing manager for East Africa.